All right, men, we finished it. Chapter 57. We're going in for an edit. This is before the edit. If you want to read, you might be able to see it. And they just meet Poopy, which is similar to Droopy. He talks about how their names rhyme. I got to take these off so I can hear. He talks about how their names rhyme. And they pull up on the GMC van and stuff, and it's a 7-Eleven, and you know, Poopy poops himself and everything. So he must have been living in this trailer. There's a little section right here, and he talks about Jed Wilson and the GMC van. I threw in a little stuff about the Palisade fires, Santa Monica, and all that stuff burning. It's almost like a voice, because he tells them that it burnt down. And Droopy knows about California because Droopy tried to be an actor. And the others, you have to read the other chapters. You have to read the other chapters to know this one, okay? So let's do a reading, because it'll make it easier for me to edit. Chapter 57. This will go up as a raw footage upload. First, it's a new book I'm working. Needs proofread and process. Rib or Dog Night Out, The Shepherds of Alaska. Chapter 57. One thing I want to say about the early chapters, it's very borderline esoteric. It's very far away from this story. This story does not begin until about chapter 29. So all the chapters are in there. There's one chapter in from 1 to 29 that talks about Shep, Dwight East, and his dog Buster. There's one. Then it begins in chapter 29, and there's many chapters of Shep, many chapters of Jed Wilson, and many chapters of Doc Shelby, and many chapters of the serial killer bad lieutenant, I guess you could call him, Daniel Lucius Copex, who's a crazy one that plays Dungeons & Dragons when he's younger and all that stuff, and he kills migrants that are walking along the road. He also kills a dishwasher. All right, so chapter 57. Jed Wilson put the GMC van into drive. He had turned into a van-dwelling, cheap, economy-sized mini house. Okay, so we need a word, it. Now, this might be better, but he had turned it, okay? So that way we know it is a van. We're even going to be specific and say the van. It's best just to be clear on description. Description is my number one. That's what I sought after. I love description. Dialogue is a breeze. I have no problem with dialogue at all in a million years. That's why I love writing plays. And as soon as I get that software, which is Final Draft, we're going to finish up which is a play. I want it very badly. If you want to donate, if you love writers and you want to donate, $60 PayPal, and I'll go out and I will buy that software as soon as I can, and we'll start on the plays too. Plays right over there. See it? It's right there. I added some important shit tonight to the play. All right. I write a lot of stuff at once. Sometimes I work on 2 or 3 screenplays at one time. Sometimes I work on a play, and then I'm also working on a novel. I also work on a lot of stuff. Alligator is spelt wrong right here. Jed Wilson put the GMC van into drive. He had turned the van into a van-dwelling, cheap, economy-sized mini house. California is littered with them, tiny homes all along the beach, especially after the burning of the Palisades. Most of California along Ocean Drive is burned like at the lower level, and we're going to go with Alligator. Now, we're going to right-click here. If you're watching this, you have incredible patience, and I thank you. Here we go. Dante. Inferno. Diane was in that, one of my acting teachers. She was in the video game. Dante's Inferno is a divine comedy. It's written by this guy. It starts with A-L-I. Spelling is everything to writing. If you cannot spell, you cannot cast the spell. And when you write, you cast a spell on the reader. Al, and then there's an Ali. There is also a G-H. G-H. After the G-H, there is an I. Very strange. And then there's an E. So the I becomes before the E in Alligator. And it's Alligator. And it goes R and I. They know exactly what I'm talking about. Used it in one word. Most forgive this. This will annoy you. Just get out of the vlog. If you can put up with this, it's a noise. This is not the ideal writing desk. It's not an oak writing desk. This is just cheap plastic. I am sorry. Most of California along Ocean Drive is burned like the lower level. We need an of Alligator's haunted poem. The 9th level of hell rose in just a few days. People lost everything they owned and began to move into vans, trailers, FEMA shelters. We're going to go with plural in FEMA. Whether it's true or not, this is fantasy. And core units with the help of Sean Penn. Now, Sean Penn is in it, okay? But the actor Sean Penn, he could be in this segment. The actor Sean Penn will play Agent Penn with only one N. California was homeless. No one had a home anymore. Now this did not happen to the entire state. Palisades, Venice Beach, Santa Monica, and Santa Barbara, and so on. California land area totals 99,813,760, or roughly 1 million acres. A big chunk of it turned to ash. Santa Ana winds expand fires and spread ash and lava-style fire just like hell. I'm repetitive, deal with it. Over hundreds and hundreds of miles, as in the recent attack from God against the Californian people. The fire departments became exhausted and the Air Force outnumbered by the flaming fields and mountains, mansions. Let's go with plural, mansions. Houses and trailer homes below. Thousands of apartments burnt to a crisp. It happened in a flash. So we're looking from like God's point of view. It all burned, Jed Wilson said to Droopy. All of it? All of it. The whole place. Nearly. The Hughes fire blazed out North Santa Clarita. I have peeps there. I love California. Or I loved Cali. Tears formed in Jed's eyes. Droopy looked down at the GPS device and watched the GMC along the highway of Fairbanks. They were headed to a 7-Eleven. A new client was found living in the lot behind the gas station on the private land inside the dumpster. What we're going to do here, for market's sake, is combine these two. It'll also save. A new client was found living in the lot behind the gas station on the private land. We're going to say possible and client. Okay? Possible. Got it. A new possible client was found living in the lot behind the gas station on the private land inside the dumpster. Doc sent his email. It read the following. We're going to say houseless. A houseless man is living in the dumpster. Go to 7-Eleven. Get food there and bring it to him. He is using a heating device similar to Droopy's. Both of you can talk to him. Offer him a place of his own and money. Tell him I can pay him $2,000 a month and provide him tack gear and the Macmillan 338 and a sidearm of his choice if he's picky. Tell him we'll have him trained in no time. He is welcome with rib. I have checked his background and got prints. They are good. No military ties. He is not a cop. He is not militant. We must train him. He has a fecal incontinence. Hence, he poops a lot. This could be a problem, and we may be able to give him medicine. He will smell. Be alert. Over and out. The text was longer than usual. Doc sounded serious. Let's go with the period. What does fecal incontinence mean, Droopy? It means I poop a lot, I think. What a drag. I'm good. Sure? Just one hit. Gotcha, one hit. The van sped along the highway in Fairbanks. Jed took out another American Spirit. Droopy finished his cigarette to the butt and then rolled down the window. We're going to just throw it out there and go with 2 T's. Don't throw it out. It's expensive. They fine for it. I wasn't going to. I needed the cool air. I'm not much of a smoker, he said, coughing in his hand. Sorry, I'm trying to quit. There it is. The 7-Eleven, for market's sake, both of them together, rose as the van drove forward up the hill and then down the hill. The gas station sunk. And then back up the hill it rose again. The roof, black like tar, and the front double doors nearly froze shut. Now, we're going to add an N after frozen. Or actually after froze, into frozen. Nearly frozen shut. Blizzard had blown through days before. They were just on time. The following text read, be there at 10 a.m. Get all stuff in 7-Eleven, then meet him and text me back 10 a.m. That is when he goes for donuts. Droopy saw him first, walking from the back lot toward the back alleyway of the 7-Eleven. There were no other businesses. Okay, so we're going to go with plural on businesses other than an oil tank and oil rig. The oil rig made a fuzzy, buzzing noise and clicked in the distance. Like a great drum at times, it beat and pounded the ground, echoing before the great mountains on the horizon. Oil rig's out there, so sometimes the noise is loud. The wind is strong, so we might want to catch him when he's coming out. We'll wait at the dumpster. He parked the van. Jed threw on his North Face puffy jacket. We're going to go with jacket. All black and laced his combat boots. Droopy was just purchased. Droopy, we're going to go with just. Droopy just purchased a brand new Carhartt duck traditional coat and poop brown with flap covering the gold zipper. We're going to go with a long and say thin. We'll say thin just for right now. Just throw it in there. Traditional coat and poop brown with long, thin flap covering the gold zipper. This coat is warm. Mine's warmer, Jed told him, zipping the North Face jacket. Whatever. Jed popped another American Spirit from the yellow pack and pulled out his Zippo in color of brass, his favorite pocket lighter. It snapped his thumb, flicking it open and thumbing the flint wheel rivet. The eyes blazed blue and the orange and the yellow and then red and back to yellow and gold. We're having a problem with this. This is the anatomy of a lighter. We're going to go with eyelet and leave it for now for the editor. The eyelet blazed blue and then orange and then yellow and then red and back to yellow and gold. And then we have the tube. Okay. The tube bubbled and the wick ignited under the flint. The Zippo was placed back inside the lid after he sprung the hinge pin and fitted it back into the bottom of the case. So you can take these Zippos out of the case. I didn't know they came apart like that. I rigged mine. Let's finish the dude before I finished it. Let's find, okay, so the word is find. Let's find this dude before I finish it. He took another drag off the cigarette and squared down behind the dumpster that read Empire Disposal in distinct coloring. He used the thick metal of the dumpster to shield himself from the element of the wind and its force. We're going to go with plural. We're going to go with possessive on force and its force, and waited for the man in the gas station to return. The man in the gas station to return. Droopy fell behind him and then stood back up. Be careful, Fudd. We're going to go ahead and apostrophize Fudd. This is Jed talking like a rock star kind of thing. Don't be falling over it, all right? All right, get another. Sure, dude. After we talk to this dude and get him diapers, we all gone. Okay? This is the strange language that I wanted to explore for Hollywood. We're going to do this right here. And we're going to make these little dashes. We all gone to get, okay? So they're going to talk a little like people. Sure do. After we talk to this dude and get him diapers, we all gonna get some coffee and donuts. He most likely will make a great sniper. Anybody can learn, even poopy pants. No shit. The great Alaskan wind picked up and nearly shifted the large dumpster. The lid was down and they both could smell the smoke from the stove inside. We left that solo stove in there, didn't we? We're gonna go ahead and go with a question here. Okay? We're going to be brave. I think we did, Droopy responded. He's been using it. We're going to go with it. Smell it. Repetitive. I smell it. I just farted. Gross. Just joking. No, I'm serious. I let one out. This dude craps himself. We're going to add a who cares. Who cares? I think I heard that in my head when I was writing it too. You told me that? Droopy held the unlit cigarette more for warmth. That who cares will respond back to I let one out. This dude craps himself. Who cares? Meaning, who cares that I farted? This guy farts. He actually shits himself. You told me that? Droopy held the unlit cigarette more for warmth. How cold is it? About 0, maybe sub-zero? I don't know. I never checked the weather report. Not here. It does no good to know. I agree. I lived in this thing for nearly a month or more. How was it? With the solo stove, pretty warm, but it got musty. No one ever dropped anything inside. No trash or nothing like that. This is private property. That's what the sign says, right? We want to be clear. Droopy. Droopy. We're going to say stared. We might have a shot here. Stared at the lonely, and we're just going to be simple, big dumpster. Okay. The reason we're doing this is we want to make it very clear who stayed in the dumpster. With the solo stove, that's Droopy. Pretty warm, but it got musty. No one ever dropped anything inside. Dropped, Droopy. No trash or nothing like that. This is private property. That's what the sign says, right? Droopy stared at the lonely big dumpster. We're just going to do period, and we're just going to say remembering. This is an actor cue. Remembering. It's for the actor. Period. Okay? It's just the word remembering. Yep. Doc made it that way for us, right? So we could be with y'all and learn. We're just going to go with a simple Droopy right here. Droopy yawned because we're still in morning. Good. Yep. Another tear fell. Doc cares about people like Poopy and me. Is that his name? We have code names, right? Right, I'm Jed. This is good because Droopy's already naming him. Right, I'm Jed. I'm Droopy. Right, he's Poopy. Let's go with another right. I like this Brad Pitt thing where he does repetition. I like it. It's in a lot of movies. So Doc cares about people like Poopy and me. Is that his name? We have code names, right? Right. I'm Jed. I'm Droopy. Right. He's Poopy. Right? On this right, I'm Jed. Jed took another drag, nodding after. Let's just say after he coughed. So we get a real moment here. I like people coughing and stuff. I'm Droopy. Droopy pointed at his heart. Okay? Right, I'm Jed. Jed took another drag, nodding after he coughed. I'm Droopy. Droopy pointed at his heart. Right, he's Poopy. Okay? Right here, Droopy pointed. We missed it. We got it. Pointed to the gas station. Very general, very clear. Right. And that's obviously Jed right there. Jed dried his tear and stood up and faced the cold wind and stepped toward the man walking from 7. We missed it right here. For market's sake. 7-Eleven with a handful of donuts. Okay, that would be, you know who. Got one for me, bud? I mean no harm. I'm only using it for warmth right now. The man shielded himself with open hands, okay? Because this is kind of a cop drama. Let's see if we got it. The man shielded himself with open hands, okay? We're also going to say the strange to be very, very clear that this is the new man. I mean no harm. I'm only using it for warmth right now. We're going to go for spacing. The strange man shielded himself with open hands. No biggie, bro. I'm Jed. This is my partner, Droopy. We got code names. We're snipers for unit called RIB. It stands for Revolutionary Independent Branch. Want a cigarette? We're going to go with the question mark right here. I don't smoke. I poop my pants. Just going to say I poop my pants. I can smell. We know about you. Is it okay if we call you Poopy? I guess so. Poopy wore thick pajamas with New Balance tennis shoes with holes at the toes. He had no socks and his dirty toenails, all black, shined through. His jacket was turned and looked as if he had if a rabid dog bit through it recently. He wore a colorful windbreaker. He wore a colorful windbreaker with zipper and hoodie. Breaking wind while looking hella fly. Wait, shit. Droopy said, lighting his American Spirit with a loose, flimsy match he always carried to feel safe. I got that from an online market site. Sure, you don't want to drag? I'm good. I was forced to quit living out here. It's wild and cold, deadly. We know. When you feel safer inside, I got a van. It's got a diesel heater. It's mostly empty, but sleeping bags and stuff, it's mostly empty. Okay, we're going to cut the butt right here. And we're going to just say has. We know. Wouldn't you feel safer inside? I got a van. It's got a diesel heater. It's mostly empty. Has a sleeping bag and this like has sleeping bags and stuff. Jed farted. Oops. Okay. So Jed farts here to let him know that he's like him. So he lets out a real fart. Jed farted long and true. Okay. So we're going to use that right there. Jed farted long and true. If he had his Zippo, or capitalize on Zippo, near his ass, he would have set off like a firecracker. I think that's two separate words. It could be one. We're going to go with one on firecracker. And it likes it. If he had a Zippo near his ass, he would have set off like a firecracker. Oops. Then Poopy let one ride. Both of them could feel the warm shit run down his leg. It smelled harsh and heartful and warm and acidy, and Droopy saw the brown ooze flow from the bottom of his pant leg over his ankle and into the back of his ratty New Balance tennis shoes. I crap myself again. I have an incontinence problem. Just going to say it like this. I have incontinence problem. Had it since I was a kid. Shit myself all the time. No biggie big, Jed told him. You're still welcome. We can get clean wipes. Hey, Droopy, go get the towel hanging in the back door of my van. Go on. Droopy ran. Okay, sir, he said like a newly found militia soldier. I can get you a beer? Nope. No cigarettes? Nope. More donuts? Yep. Okay, we can offer you $2,000 a month. Sniper rifles? Same type Chris Kyle used. It's a Macmillan TAC-3. We're just going to say the word sniper rifle. Same type Chris Kyle used. It's a Macmillan TAC-338. A. Also loads BMG rounds, 50 cal. It can shoot down aircraft. This thing has a kick. I'm going to teach you to hold it and fire straight, even if you shit yourself while you do it. I'll train you to swim underwater in freezing temperatures and fly drones. Sound good? We're going to go with a question mark. Yep. He said curtly. So Poopy said curtly. So that means like quick response. Let's go get some donuts. Okay. The new man told Jed as the shit sunk to the bottom of his shoe. Droopy returned with a dirty towel in a matter of a few healthy seconds. Breathing hard, he held it out, a white, fuzzy mess piece of cloth. Towel, sir. Gotcha. Use this to clean yourself, okay, dude? Yep. Poopy pulled his pants down. He was wearing thermal underwear, now full of shit. We're gonna do this right here. He was half naked with his butt cheeks in the cold Fairbanks. Say Fairbanks? Freezing wind. Okay, got it? Poopy pulled his pants down. He was wearing thermal underwear, now full of shit. He was half naked with his butt cheeks. This is the word out. And then in. Okay, we're going to try it. He was half naked with his butt cheeks out in the cold Fairbanks freezing wind. Okay, that's the antithesis. Almost, kind of. He was half naked with his butt cheeks out in the cold Fairbanks freezing wind. Because out and in are two different things. Those underwear need to be replaced. Right here. A cough escaped Jed's existence. Okay, so we know it's a big cough because we use the word existence. It's a hint rather than mouth. A cough escaped Jed's existence. And he's going to say this. He's going to say, excuse me. Very Brando right here. Okay. We're going to go like right here. Just like that. A cough escaped Jed's existence. Excuse me. Those underwear need to be replaced. Man, you smell like shit. Sorry, sir. It's okay. We can use you. You'll make a fine sniper, Poopy. You already met Droopy. Both of you rhyme. Let's head into the gas station and get you cleaned up. Welcome to Rib, dude. Thanks, sir. Never thought this would happen. None of them, dude. None of them do. Like do. None of them do, dude. You ain't homeless anymore. Now you have a home. You have someone there with you to back you up for all of your days. We're going to change your, and we're going to use apostrophe. It's fighting. Move over this way. And we're going to go like right here. There we go. You have someone there with you to make you up for all of your days. Don't tell a soul. And we're going to use it again. Right here. So Y-E-R. You're gone. Don't tell a soul you're gone. Got me? Don't tell a soul or you're gone. Got me? Okay. Yep. I mean, yes, sir. Don't worry about all that. Okay, we're going to do like this kind of thing. Like that. Don't worry about all this yes, sir shit. We have no military ties. We're family here. Jed put his hand around Poopy and ignored the shit smell and walked him, with Droopy following to the back door of 7-Eleven. The wind never died down the entire day. Okay? So I'm sorry that you couldn't see it all. I'm mostly using it for vocals, but I know you could hear it. And that is chapter 57.